I've lost a lot of people out here since this last year, like Johnny, my buddy Bubba, one of my good buddies, Honeycutt. Yeah, a lot more, but those were like, like my people, so it kind of sucks.
I actually just recently lost my father. It was like really hard for me, still dealing with it. I just lost my first parent, so. I mean, I'm still young, but I don't feel young. I'm 43, so I don't know, just kind of a slap in the face of how much time flies by that I just lost my father. I mean, I've lost people to overdosing too. It wasn't nearly like the same feeling. I mean, it's always sad, just totally different feeling, more heartfelt when it's your parent. At least he's at rest, I guess. He died naturally. His heart stopped when he fell asleep, so at least he wasn't pain and suffering.
My brother Xavier. He died when I was in jail.
I forgot his name, but he got shot I think a couple weeks now, he got shot in the back or something like that at Cali Park, and they caught the dude who did it. We had some good conversations and stuff like that in passing, and sometimes we would just hang out for a minute and just chat and stuff about how things are going out here and what's new and what's not and stuff like that. So yeah, it was a hard hitting one right there. I don't know his name, but he died a couple weeks ago in the tunnel. He was in a wheelchair, and yeah, he was frozen. He was frozen. And I walked past him thinking he was asleep or nodded off or something. No, he was dead. So that just, wow, that blew me by surprise. It's like somebody just walking by, and I talked to him 2 days ago before he died, and I think everything was fine, but who knows, People go so quick out here. You see, I think it's thousands of people you see die out here. It's just shocking, man. It hurts, bro, because some of these people I've seen do amazing things and like heard their stories, and like they're remarkable people, like they're a part of our society no matter if they're in this position or not.
Way too many people. Yeah, I would say there is more than a handful of names that goes all the way back to the beginning of my own homelessness. I want to actually honor all of those folks because everybody counts. Every single one of those lives counts.
So when people find out I work in street medicine, they often ask me, how do people live out on the streets? And the hard truth is that some of them don't. That's what we're here today to honor and acknowledge. One of the misconceptions people make about the health of people on the street is that the only things that we're dealing with are drugs and mental health. Those are big issues, but people on the street get sick just like anyone else. Being homeless is actually very dangerous to your health. Average life expectancy for someone living on the street is in their 60s. And so all the problems that we would see for someone in the clinic we'll also see for people on the street without the support, without the resources, without a lot of the things that make it much easier to deal with your illness. And so we see a lot of disease that's much more progressed, a lot of people that have much more needs and often have less resources and options available to them. It might surprise people to know that most hypothermia happens in the 60s in terms of temperature. So can you imagine how dangerous it is to be sleeping outside when it's 10 degrees, 15 degrees, negative 10 degrees outside. And so weather is a huge impact on people's health. It makes whatever conditions they're dealing with worse, creates all sorts of new problems. When we have cold weather plus being wet, that's a setup for losing limbs, losing fingers. Every year we have people that have to have amputations based on cold weather injuries. So it's really something that we have to be aware of and prepare for and have a plan for. I think one of the difficult things for people on the street is how much they are looked over, looked past, how much they don't count, and how isolating that can be. And so I think part of the work we do is providing resources and care to people, but part of it is also just acknowledging that they're there, acknowledging that they're people, building those relationships and having those conversations. And so remembering and recognizing the people that we've lost this year is just a small thing that we can do to recognize the ongoing struggles and the ongoing humanity of people who are living on the streets.
Every person's experience of homelessness is unique. As with any complex issue, it is important to remember that the individuals we remember today were someone's loved one, a pet's owner, someone's friend, and most importantly, our neighbors. Often with complex issues like homelessness, there is more than meets the eye. Each individual you see who is living on the streets, or in their car, or in a shelter, or with a friend, has a story, whether it is someone who recently lost their job, someone struggling with substance abuse, someone newly arrived to Spokane from another country without a network or resources, a parent with their kids leaving domestic violence, or someone who is fully employed but unable to afford rent. These members of our community are so much more than their housing status. They are artists, musicians, veterans, advocates, and business owners. It is easy to forget the humanity behind large social issues like homelessness. As we gathered today to remember those we lost in the last year, I'd encourage you all to think about this event the next time you walk by or drive by someone on the street, and remember to give them a smile, ask them how they're doing, or offer them a coat or a pair of shoes you were thinking of donating or throwing away. I promise that it can go a long way.
Ori A., Tolbert A., Lucia A., Cynthia A., Mark A., Robert A.,
Remen B., Charles B., Alessio B., Todd B., Vicky B., Isaac B.,
Tarmilla B., Christopher B., Janet B., Michael B., Cameron B., Brian B.,
Leon B., Raymond B., David C., Jared C., Mark C.,
JC C., David C., Edward C., Deborah C., Timothy C., Angela C.,
Larry C., Susan C., Camby C., Jacob C., James C., Bonnie C.,
Christian C., Joseph C., Micaiah C., Nestor D., John D., Carol D.,
Hunter C., Brenda D., Randall D., TJ D., Sharon D., Christopher D.,
Brandon D., Marvin D., Michael E., James E., Douglas E., John E.,
Emilio E., Irvin F., Joyce F., Crystal F., Glenn G., Daniel G.,
Jamie G., Bonnie G., Ronald H., Jack H., Christopher H., Jeffrey H.,
Daniel H., Eric H., Alyssa H., Scott H., Kelly H., Robert H.,
Macy H., Karen H., Larry H., Amy H., Nancy J., Tiana J.,
Rotan J., Leslie J., Eric J., Kenneth J., Daryl J., Rob Roy J., Virginia J., Robert J., Patrick K, Diana K, Rex K, Chadley K.
Michael K, Bobby L, Nathal L, Anthony L, Megan L, Matilda L.
Julia L, Kirk L, Gwendolyn L, James L, Robin L, Zachariah L.
Jose L, Pamela L, Christopher Lee M, Bruce M, Ronald M, Lisa M.
David M, Gary M, Jeremy M, Melissa M, Morgan M, Ralphietta M.
Madeline M, Lori M, Kevin M, Ricky M, Audrey M, Paul M.
Roy M, Samantha M, Jolette M, Abigail N, Jason N, James N.
Mary N, Sharon N, Austin N, Jonathan O, Noah O, Alonzo P.
Son P, James P, Robert P, Walter P, Linda P, Jamie P.
Jonathan P, Alfred P, Gail P, Jerry P, James Q, John R. Dakota R, Paul R, Donald R, Nora R, Terry R, Barry R.
Shane R, Wallace R, Susan R, Andrew S, Garland S, Corey S.
Michael S, Ty S, Robin S, Tammy S, Sharon S, Petty S,
Nigel S, Harold S, Charles S, Rose S, Carol S, Jonathan S.
Patricia S, Svetlana S, Judy S, Mark S, Bruce S, Pamela S.
Daisy S, Christopher S, Fred S, Darcy S, David S, Rosa S.
Ardith S, Alana S, Tanya S, Austin T, Elise T, Tracy T.
Virginia T, Glenda T, Kimberly T, Angelina T, Charlotte T, Rosie T.
Christopher T, Rhonda T, Dawn T, Marlene T, Trevor T, Wesley T.
Freddie V, Ronald V, Miguel V, Derek W, Freddie W, Sean W.
Glenn W, David W, Lucy W, James W, Byron W, Robert W.
Jonathan W, Gertrude W, Danielle W, Robert Y.
Claritha C, Tim R, Ray W.
Robert D, Rodney B, Benjamin Y, Amanda Y.
Hello, everybody. Here we are again, gathered to remember those who have died and to remember those who have died without anybody around them. Sometimes I feel woefully unprepared to transmit or convey the grief and the tragedy, not only of people who have passed that had family, but those who died in alleyways, those who have died in hospital beds, those who are in cars or maybe in the hills and have passed and no one was with them to remember them. It's a hard thing to come together and remember. But the fact that Chaz remembers those with names in the family, but especially those who have passed unbeknownst to us, is a sign of compassion. And I wish I had the words sometimes to thank everybody. And thank you for gathering and being part of this service.